Hello, hello, hello. Welcome back to Joe Daddy's Garage. It is Monday, July 22nd, 2024. Yeah, July is soon ending, and we still have August and September, which are hot months here in the South, but that's okay. I have the air conditioning running. I'm out here in the garage spending time with all of you, and I'm enjoying the day. Hope everybody had a good weekend, and I hope you also, if you're working on projects, I hope you have made good progress on those projects. There's always something to do, even if it's minor or maybe cleaning up, organizing. There's always something to do out in the garage. And I posted a video earlier today on my workshop channel, and it dealt with putting a motor on my air conditioner on top of the RV that we have. And sometimes whenever you're so used to working on stuff like the cars and you have to adapt back over to electrical things or something you're less familiar with, it takes a little effort. And that's the way that felt doing that project. It should not have taken me as long as it did, but it was one of those kind of self discovery things. How does this come apart? Where does this plug in? How does this work? And it may be beneficial for some people to see that sort of thing. This stuff to me comes pretty easy, and I'm not intimidated by working on other things. Being an aircraft mechanic, hey, we just have to figure it out. That's kind of what we do. If there's a problem, you work your way through it, and that's what I did on the RV. So I had to get that taken care of because we are planning a trip mid-August. We are going up to North Georgia, and we will be working with, or I will be working with another YouTuber who is developing his channel and also building a 67 Mustang convertible. So hope to have some good experience with that, but we're going to take the RV up there because that's part of the reason I wanted to buy the thing in the first place, was to be able to do these kind of trips. So looking forward to that. That's going to, hope everything goes well. You never know, but now that we have the AC quiet, we should be able to sleep at night and enjoy the trip. As I said, it is Monday at 7 o'clock, and I welcome everybody here. If you are new to this channel, of course, the channel itself is focused on basically old Mustangs. I do repair videos as well. I work on modern vehicles, replace brakes, do oil changes, tune-ups. I help people out with their cars. I also do welding projects and repairs and fix mowers. I kind of do a little bit of everything here in the garage, but most of the stuff you see will be with the old Mustangs. So if you're new to the channel, that's what you're going to see if you subscribe and start watching. There's I know there's well over 1,000 videos on this channel and probably 300 or 400, I don't even know, on the other channel. So there's lots of information out there. As excuse me, as I pointed out before, YouTube is it's a hungry animal. It wants more and more from me, the content provider, and typically less and less in return for that effort. I was talking to Roger earlier today about this, and as I've said before, my revenue it's never going to be where it was 5 years ago or 6 years ago, and it's never going to go crazy high, and I get that. But what he's also found is there's other YouTubers who they actually had a business going based on the YouTube plan and had employees and were cranking out stuff and doing things, and basically the whole thing has just kind of collapsed. So it's not just me that is suffering through the YouTube woes. There's plenty of competition out there, and it's hard to keep up with everything. So I do shout out to my patrons who are helping me to continue to make these videos. So thank you all for doing that. All right. Tonight, we're just going to go through the normal routine. And if you have something you want to bring up and talk about, by all means, bring it up. I'm going to share some pictures later, unrelated to the garage, but I'm going to share some pictures that I have. And again, if you have a question or subject matter you want to talk about, let me know. That helps me do the stream, and it also helps others by sharing information. All right, let's get started. First one in tonight is Rick Gain. Hello all, family stuff tonight. So may not make the entire stream. We'll try to drop in and say hi though. Okay, hope everything is working out, Rick. Glad you're here, or glad you checked in. Dave Tyson, first Dave sighting. Evening all. Good evening, Dave. Glad you're here. Terry Keithley. Good evening all, and Barry. Please hit the like and thumbs up for Barry. Terry, Betty, and the cat, or cats. Thank you, Terry. Also, I posted this. This is my own thing. You may see some ads during the stream. Hope it doesn't affect much. It's part of the thing I'm dealing with YouTube. Jerry checking in. Wait a minute. Let me go to the next one. Good evening from Middle Tennessee to all. Thumbs up for Barry. Thank you, Jerry. Checking in from the Money Pit. Derek Pro checking in from the land down under. Hi, Barry. Everyone, hope all is well. Nice sunny day here for a change. Glad to hear, Derek. I know you're. It's late at night for you, so I'm glad you're here. I think late at night, early morning, one of the two. Nandu, good evening, Barry, and everyone. Hope you're doing good and had a great weekend. Thank you, Nandu. Yes, it was a great weekend. Part of it dealt with our grandson celebrating his 5th birthday, so that was pretty exciting. It's just you get these memories going from when your kids, my kids, were little, and I made a lot of videos over the years of all of my kids doing a lot of different things, and I've recorded all 5 so far birthdays for my grandson, and I missed one from my granddaughter, but I've been recording his birthdays, so it'll be a memory that can pass on to my son and his wife. Robert checking in. Evening all. Jerry is trying to give me whatever sickness she has and bring me down. Oh, some people are like that. Can't have you feeling healthy. You got to be sick too. I know. I'm still carrying something here. I got this bit of a raspy feel to my chest. It is what it is right now. Roger, Hindsight 6'7", checking in. Greetings from next door. Glad to hear Roger. Steve Reed. Hello, Barry and everyone. Hope everything is going great. Thank you, Steve. It's going better. I'll say that. In the previous video, I was mentioning about working on the door and the fender. And, I was surprised that the fender was in the shape that it was in. I still have work to do on that. And, of course, the door I knew was going to need some abuse to make it do what I wanted it to do. And I've gotten really close to that. I think I'm pretty happy with the basics of what I've done to that door so far. There's still plenty to do, but every step is a step closer. And that's one thing we all need to look at when we're doing these projects is, hey, put that and mark that off. I did that. Let's move on to the next step. Robert, it was only 86 today, which is super rare. We'll be back to normal 100 plus summer temps until the end of the month. Nice to finally get a break from summer. Yeah, that sounds more pleasant than 100 degrees. James Smothers. Hello, everyone. Hello, James. My Mustang garage, right? Robert Jerry says, hi, she is too icky to type it herself on her phone. Hi, Jerry. That's sad. Bob Shoemaker, good evening, all from Oklahoma. Good temps for having grandsons over. Had to build a hobby rocket with them. Now that would be fun. Nothing wrong with building a rocket. Well, building it anyway. Hope it was safe. If you launched it, everything went safe and went well. Rick Stevenson, good evening, everyone. Good evening, Rick. That's the first drink of coffee. And yes, this is my Steelers mug. So I'm looking forward to a Steelers game or two. Not that I really care who wins any of that stuff, but sometimes it's fun to watch. Sorry, Rick, I didn't give you a bell. There you go. Charlie Settleman. Good evening, everyone. Good evening, Charlie. Evan's Messy Garage. Hey, Barry and everyone. Feels like forever since I've been here. It has been a while, but I'm glad you're back. Hope all is well. Dawn's Manufacturer. Hello, everyone, from Warm and Dry. Oh, that's different. PDX. Hope all is well, Dawn. Derek Pro. Just do YouTube at your pace and enjoy doing the things you enjoy. If the camera's on, so be it. You know, that's pretty much what I'm getting to at this point. Obviously, I'm still going to be making videos, and I just can't beat myself to death trying to appease the whole YouTube algorithm and all the stuff you have to do. Granted, you know, there is a small income coming from that, but still, it's very much a burden to try to keep up with all of that and keep the gears turning. But, you know, I'm going to keep doing it. I'm thankful for the patrons, because if they weren't here helping me out, I probably would not be making these videos anymore. I'm just 100% honest. It's just that much of an effort. Rusty, hello, Barry and all. Hello, Rusty. Glad you're here. Jeffrey Dewar, good evening, Barry and everyone else. Minnesota. I like that. Minnesota. Yeah, that's right. Fairlane Central, afternoon all. Too hot to get much done on the Fairlane. Hope all are well. Glad you're here, Fairlane. Derek Pro. Project 65 Mustang coming along slowly. More parts purchasing and lots of organizing, planning, etc. But getting there. Runs well and looks great with the GT wheels and lowered suspension. That's cool. So you're already making progress. That's awesome. My Mustang Garage, James. Have to remember to log in to the other channel. Yes, make sure you do that so you get some people starting to follow you, because I know they're going to be looking forward to videos coming out soon. Shannon Vaughn. Hi, everyone. Hello, Shannon. Hope all is well with you. Get you a bell. Okay. As I said, I've been, digging more into the Cobra Jet, and I have to get things together and ready to go for paint and primer. So when the temperatures get right, then I can start addressing that sort of thing. So it's just going to be more of the same, let's say, of fitting the door and fenders and make sure the hood, everything lines up. There's a little bit of repair work that I have to do to the hood. And then, of course, the deck lid, I'm going to put it on and modify it with the spoiler. We're going to put the rear spoiler on, and I think that looks cool, so I'm going to get that on there. And I think that's probably about it cosmetically. I don't know if we have a chin spoiler for it or not. I'm not sure. That'll come later, I guess, if we do, so we'll find out. Travis Holtman, hey Barry, just got here at work building airplanes. Awesome. Nothing wrong with building airplanes or rebuilding airplanes, depending on what your status is. But yeah, building airplanes, that's pretty cool. Glad you're here, Travis. I wanted to share some pictures with y'all. I mentioned before that I had taken, my wife and I and some other friends had traveled over to Europe to do a Mediterranean cruise. And I have a few pictures here. I think they're really cool. So I'm going to share them with you just to show you. This is a big church over in Spain. Something familiar. I don't remember the name of it. But apparently it was like they started building this in like the 1600s. And it's been under construction for centuries. And it's just a massive, interesting building. We did not go inside because they wanted to charge about $75 a head to go in to a church. So we did not do that. This is another church. I don't remember the name. I think that was the one. It was something Notre Dame, but not the Notre Dame. It was another. That was in France. And we had also gone to Corsica. So there's a shot of some lake that they have in Corsica. Beautiful, beautiful place. Not a straight road there in the mountains, but really, really cool. And then, we went to Pisa. And we saw the Leaning Tower, and I'll just tell you, it's not as impressive in person. Hey, look, they got a whole bunch of them. They're tiny. I thought it was a great big thing. It's really not. It's just a whole bunch of little, and that's why you see all these pictures of Leaning Tower. So there you go. That's all you have to do. That's how you to pose for a picture. But no, seriously, this is the Leaning Tower of Pisa. Thought y'all would get a kick out of that. Yep. So just some of the stuff we got to see when we were over there. It was pretty cool. Would I do it again? Probably not that kind of trip. But I wouldn't mind going over to Europe itself and just like cruising around, going places with no super tight agenda. I would rather do something like that. The cruise is fun, don't get me wrong, but going to these excursions is so time limited that it makes it difficult to really enjoy the moment of what you're doing. So just give you some pictures there to look at. As I said, the upcoming video is going to be a continuation of the Cobra Jet, and I've been in discussion on the red car. As I mentioned before, I have somebody interested in building that into a autocross car, and so we've been investigating suspension parts, the idea of him getting a wrecked Mustang GT late model with the Coyote engine in it and transmission, and then merging all of that stuff into that 68. And I think it's going to be a fun project. That'll be next year. It's not happening soon by any means. It'll be next year, but that's a future project that I'll be working on. And I think it kind of helps me because I've been wanting to build, like I talked about before, like the light blue Mustang that I have sitting outside. I thought that would be cool to turn into an autocross car, but I also realize that I'm probably never going to be able to do it for myself, and this will help me scratch that itch. It'll let him have the car that he wants, and it'll let me, go through the tuning and building it, putting it together. And that's really my strength. Like I've said it before, I build something, and a lot of times I may not even drive it. I just love the process of putting it together, and doing all the repair work and making it right. But the Jade Mustang doesn't even have 200 miles on it since I rebuilt the thing. But that's just kind of how it is with me. I like the work of the project. Driving is fun, but it's not. It doesn't seem like that's my end goal. It's the process of building those cars. So, Dave Britton checking in. Sorry, got an itchy finger on the bell from the Great White North. And Robert says, you and I can make a trip to Greece and we can go see all the cool stuff in Athens. Need to find a way to get people to maybe take them. Wait, what? No. Need to find a way to get people to take them on. I don't know what you got me confused there. To maybe take them on tours. Okay. Got a few crossed up words on there. Not a bad idea though. Dave Tyson, hurry and build. I am not getting any younger. Yeah, I know. Me either. Jerry, Barry, here's a picture of what I've been working on. A 2009 Shelby Cobra Mustang with 5.4 supercharged. My objective is to get this car to the national finals. I don't know. Oh, is that in the picture of your? Okay, that's in your thumbnail. Yeah. Yeah, and I hope you can get there. That would be awesome. That would really be awesome. James, have you been to the Auto Museum in Cartersville between Marietta, Georgia, and Chattanooga, Tennessee? I have not. I actually know somebody who lives up that way. Another person lives that way. Um, but no, I've heard about it, but I have not been up there. And might have to make a trip up there. I don't know if that'll be part of the future trip that I make or not. But that is worth looking into. Robert says, okay, pay, not may. Okay, so need to find a way to get people to pay me to take them on tours. Okay, that makes more sense. That makes more sense. Sorry. Yeah, Greece would be awesome. I was looking at a documentary on the rebuilding of things over there and how they had built some of the structures and stacked the columns. I didn't realize they had cut the columns in place. I always thought they did them on the ground, but from what they said was they stacked them all up and then they carved them in place. So just really, really neat history of all that, and it would be very cool to see. Yeah, Dave. Yeah, hurry and build. I am not getting it. Yeah, that's another thing I was thinking about too. I'm not any younger, but I definitely I feel like since I've kind of come to I've come to a point where, as I said with YouTube, I can't focus on the stresses of trying to appease the YouTube stuff. And that was really bothering me for quite a while. Like, I was just stressing over the whole process. Like, oh no, I got to get this done. I got to get that. I got to do this. I got to do that. And now that I've seen, taken a different perspective, it's kind of changed my attitude a bit. I can't worry so much about those things that you're trying to please somebody, right? You're trying to please somebody else. And can't please, what's that song? Can't please everyone, so you might as well please yourself. That's kind of what I'm getting to at this point. I'm going to keep on doing these sort of things, building these cars, but I just can't, I can't lose sleep over all that stuff. It's just not healthy overall. And if I was out here, working on, I have a video coming up. I put brakes on my friend's truck, on his 2008 Chevy truck. So I did a video on that. And, that is remarkably enough, those videos get a lot more views than my other videos. Because people want to see that stuff. They want to see those repair type videos that they can do on their own car to keep them from having to go to a shop or something. The Mustang stuff is great, but it's also not everybody has a Mustang. But a lot of people have a mid-2000 Chevy truck or GMC or whatever, and they want that information. So yeah, I'm just like trying not to even just push that off, not to worry about it so much. Oh, Dave says good for you. Thank you, Dave. Nandu, I like the last video on the doors and how you address the gap issue on the bottom of the door. Yeah, there's really not much you can do otherwise. These doors, and I pointed out all the detail of their stamping, how they didn't get it the way it should be. And when you're at that point, you're kind of stuck. It's like, get out the saw, get out the cutting wheel and start fixing things. Now, I know that on the passenger side, from my first test, I thought it fit really close. I think it was a lot better than the driver's door, which I know the driver's door was messed up. But I guess I didn't realize just how bad it was until I started putting that straight edge on the bottom and seeing it and actually going, okay, now this makes more sense. because you can't lie about that straight edge. If 2/3 of the door are correct and the rest of it's running downhill, you know, there's only so much you can do. And if it means getting out the cutting wheel and modifying it, then that's what you do. Am so. Phil. Hi all, Phil here. It's 108 outside, so I came in to hang with you folks. Man, I bet you haven't been on here in over a year. That's my guess. I don't remember the last time that you were on the live stream. So welcome back. I hope all is well with you and your and everything you're doing. But yeah, that's awesome. That is awesome. Well, it's always good to have people coming back. Oh, okay. I've got a little picture here. I'm going to download one from Jerry and one from Robert. I think if I can make it do what I want it to do. Well, I want it down. Oh, there it is. Okay. So, let's see here. Jerry had mentioned about his 2009 Mustang GT or Mustang Shelby Mustang that he's trying to get into the Nationals, and so there's a shot of the underside of that. Again, here's a picture of what I've been working on: 2009 Shelby Cobra Mustang with a 5.4 supercharged. And get it into the national finals. Yeah, that looks really nice. Yeah, I like it. It's always a lot of detail you got to put into that stuff. And then Robert had sent me a picture of the temple. Whoops, the temple to Zeus. So let's see if I can pull that up. If it'll let me. And again, these structures, it's trying to load it. These structures, and the way they built them centuries ago, just incredible. So there's the temple to Zeus. And they're rebuilding it, putting it back together. And you think about the timeline of that sort of thing. They built those, and then of course, over time, earthquakes or whatever, stuff falls down. People come in. They were taking some of those old temples and just salvaging pieces out of them. Let's go build something else. Let's take this and go build something else. And they were doing that. But, back then it was like, it's just an old building. Just tear it down. just take pieces and do something else with it. And that's that's kind of what they did. It's like you look at some of the stuff here, anywhere in the United States and other countries, where they have an old house and they're like, let's just tear it down and turn it into a barn or turn it into a shed or something, and they just take it apart and don't think about what it could mean down the road. James, I bought my hood for the 67 Mustang. The inner structure of the hood has a boatload of mastic oozed out in huge lumps. Yes. Yeah, and that's not uncommon. I know I've gone in before and taken a razor and cut that down a bit, but it's it doesn't hurt to show some of that. It doesn't even really hurt to leave it. But I've run into that with other hoods as well. So yeah, I know what you're talking about. He says, I bought left and right shock towers from CJ Pony. I got 2 different brands with CJ stickers on it. Left shock tower was welded together, and right one was 2 pieces. Okay. That's, not surprised, though. CJ Pony does some weird stuff. They do. They put their CJ Classic on the box, and it's really just junk in some cases. Yeah. Yeah, it's not surprised that that's where they are. Derek says, we all know you love spending hours on making new parts fit. Yeah, very nice, Jerry. I will be getting to that same process in the next few weeks. Just makes the underbody looks great. Yeah, yeah, it does. It does. It looks really good. Travis, no hats on Teespring. Where can I get one? Well, Travis, you have to send me an email. You send me an email. The hats, I had all these. I had these custom made, and they are in boxes in my sunroom. So I have 8 different hats. I've got this. I've got this with green. I've got green with camouflage back here. I've got baseball style caps where I've got a blue, green, gray, and black are the colors on those. So yeah, shoot me an email if you want, or if you're interested in a hat. And of course, Travis, you're at the top of the list on the Patreon. So you just tell me what your hat you want, and I'll send you one. How about that? How about that? Just for Travis, though. Just for Travis. All right. There was something else that I wanted to bring up. And it was, oh, that's right. We had talked with, hold on a second. I'm trying to remember his username. Bad Harry. Yes. I talked with Bad Harry because messaged Bad Harry. He had built this Mustang that, he has the drag cars. And so I was messaging him because he built this car and he put the 5.0 in it. And that's a 68. And he built that car from pieces. So I'm going to be able to pick his brain some on the potential for putting together the autocross car. So it's good to have people that have done these things and have some information. Helps you out whenever you're trying to do these things. Let me see where we're at here. Hold on just a second. Okay. All right. Now let's get back to James. Barry, I got a t-shirt, coffee mug, sticker, and iron-on patch waiting for you. That's cool. Yeah, that'll be awesome. I'm looking forward to getting up there and working on that car. Derek's very nice. Is that blue or green? You're talking about this car. Yeah, that's actually blue. It's blue. It's not green. It's not jade green like this car. See? That's green, or Gulfstream Aqua, as we like to say. Not the same. There's another shot. See, it's green. There's a blue car behind it. Model A is blue. Here it is from the front. See? Blue, green. It's obvious. It's obvious. Yeah. It's there. It's aqua. All right. So it looks like I don't know if it's the function of YouTube once again. I see I have 18 people viewing. 20. Now it says 20. So I don't know if it's because they're trying to put ads on these, if that's affecting everybody. I don't know if I can turn that off or not. But usually we have like 40 or 50 people. Travis, I think you should do a poll. I think it's more blue. It's it's not. It's aqua. It's aqua. I'm telling you. It's obvious. See, look, right there, aqua. It's not blue. It's more green. It looks a lot different in person. Car Guy Troy, howdy. Long time no see. Glad to hear, Car Guy Troy. Travis Altman, LOL, yeah. Derek Pro says people are colorblind. Well, in all fairness, the car in person looks different. The car in person does look different. The camera plays tricks with it. I don't understand what's, why the camera shows that car in a blue hue, but it has a more of a greenish tint to it, in my opinion. So that's all I can say. Robert says drop to 70, then up to 30. Yeah. Yeah, I don't know what's going on. It's really a weird count on the live stream. Now it's up to 37. Yeah, that's weird. Robert says he had to re-log in to chat, which was odd. Okay. Derek, either way, it looks fantastic. Thank you, Derek. Robert says, doesn't matter what you call it, but Jade looks awesome in person. Thank you, Robert. Appreciate that. Yeah, I've had several people in the area see it, and yeah, I get lots of compliments on it. So it did turn out really nice, and I'm really looking forward to the potential of the other cars that I'm going to be doing, especially the Cobra Jet. That's going to be a different animal because Black Jade is such a it's kind of an odd color. I mean, I'll just put it that way. Black Jade is an odd color. I've got the hold on just a second. Let me grab these. Grab one of these trunk hinges because they call it Black Jade, but it's really, I don't know, it's almost like a military green, like a military dark green. You can see but they call it Black Jade. And I guess in my mind, when I've looked at what would be Black Jade, I think of it as more black, but it's not. It's green. It is green. And I still have to blast these, by the way. Got to clean these up. Always something. Like I said, there's so many little things that you have to do to build one of these cars and take care of the little details. Derek knows what I'm talking about. Yeah, it's just it's crazy how much work you really have to do to these. I saw, and not to pick on what other people do necessarily. I saw a post of it was a 69 Mustang, and the guy had brought up that he had just gotten it back from the paint shop, and he posted some pictures, and I was like, this doesn't look right. So I asked him, I said, if you don't mind, what was the name of the shop and what did they charge? Just out of curiosity. And he wouldn't respond to it. He wouldn't tell me. But he did say, this car doesn't look very good at all. He was pretty blunt about it. He was like, this car does not look good. And, it's a shame. There were so many things that were wrong with the car. But when I talk about details, everything from, these little trunk hinges, well, they get color on them too. So you have to prep all that stuff. And like this car, the fender and the door were like had that kind of alignment. The seams were all overpainted. You know, people get carried away and they think I got to get color back in the seam, and so they'll spray the door openings too much, and then they top coat it, and then it's like, wait a minute, now you've got stripes, or like the when I paint the extensions, I always show that I bolt the extensions to the car with spacers, so when your spray pattern comes across, it is a consistent pattern. People always make the mistake of taking those pieces and setting them down on a table or a bench and painting them, and the spray pattern is completely wrong. So when you stand them up, it doesn't match. So there's so many things that can improve with planning and thinking about how this works and goes together. But I felt bad for the guy. I don't know what he paid to have that painted, but it was. It was bad. Derek says up to 39 now. Yeah, it's 38 at this point, what I'm seeing. But still. Don White. Hello, everyone. Hello, Don. Glad you're here. James, commercial cut me off 3 times. Log back in, but worth it if it helps your revenue. Well, thank you. Sorry about that. I don't want it to be a hindrance. Travis agreed. I don't mind the ads. Okay, thank you. Steve Fair. Hello, I'm working on a 60 Mustang that had front damage years ago. Is there any chance you would be willing to give me front apron measurements? I think you had left a message on one of my videos, or the latest video, Steve. And it's kind of hard to work that out. I mean, there are measurements, and I probably have... And if you look at some of the previous videos for this car, I think I demonstrate all the measurements. So go back in the timeline of the videos for this car, the Crunchy Cobra, and just go back through those, and I'm pretty confident I shared those measurements during the build. So I prefer you do it that way. At least you can see some of the build as well, and maybe get some ideas. If I just say, hey, here's some measurements, it may not help you completely, or it may help some. But when I do that, to be honest, that's time out of my schedule, and I do that far too often. I end up helping somebody with something, and it just takes away from my time. So if you would, go watch the videos and probably get the information you need from them. But thank you, Steve. Robert, almost looks like charcoal on the TV, but like jade, it'll look different with every camera and monitor. Yeah, it's a weird color. I mean, it's I don't know how they came up with the name. I don't like the name Black Jade. I guess because it's like the darkest green you could come up with before you hit black. I don't know, but it's definitely an odd color. So. We'll get to that point, though. The Dutchman's Wood Shack. Howdy, everyone. Howdy, Dutchman. Glad you're here. Derek, that's why dealing with the parts places is so frustrating. With all the price variations for the same thing, over there you have a lot in kit form. Over here they split it individually, more profit. Yeah. That's not cool. Tall red diesel. I'll take cars that are aqua for 500, Alex. Yeah, that is something you don't see quite often. Is actual aqua colored cars. You don't. I mean, you just don't. That's what kills me with today. You drive down the road. Correct me if I'm wrong. What do you see driving down the road? Probably 90% of the time. You see 3 colors. White, black, and silver. Or some variation of silver. Right? That's it. That is all you see. And what's funny, you do see occasional red or an occasional blue, but white, black, and silver is all you really see. I know that I did I tried to get on some casting calls, to be an extra in TV shows or movies, and they ask for people with cars sometimes. And what do they say? No black, no white, no red. They don't want any of that because it stands out too much. But the bulk of society, that's what they drive. Black, white, red, or black, white, and silver. Some variation of silver. I want to see more aqua-colored cars on the road. All right. There's Derek. The Dutchman. I'm still dealing with my darn front-end issues. Never ending. It's a soap opera. Yeah. Yep. Always. Mustang Garage. Black or white are probably the only color to paint separately off a car. Actually, I'll give you a bell for that. There are so many variations to white. It's crazy. When we had a collision shop, we were doing, repair work on cars. There were so many variations to white. It's easier. Black is black unless it has a bunch of additives to it. Some blue flake, some silver, some different things that add. If it's straight up black, no problem. White, you'd be surprised at how many variations there are to white. You just think of it as a white car, but it's not. It's all over the place. And that's the same way with silver. Is probably the worst color to repaint or try to touch up. You can't get anything to lay right with that. But white, yeah, there was tons of variations. We had our paint chip books, and you'd have prime and then A, B, C, D, E variations of that same color code. And then even just putting in a different primer underneath, because you were given choices of light gray, medium gray, or dark gray, and every one of those affected that color. So yeah, it was a challenge. Dave Conville, better late than never. Good evening. Evening, Dave. Glad you're here. While I'm at it, I'm going to get another sip of coffee. Okay. Travis, watch Brooklyn Pony 11 at 9:15 for frame rail height. Watch Slither 34 at 15:19 for front apron measurement. Watch Slither 12 at 16 to get cross measurements for sides. There you go. The information is out there. Thank you, Travis. So I don't even keep track. I can't keep track of all that. Even, there's too much for me to keep up with. But thank you. Appreciate that. The Dutchman, have you ever heard of Mustang Restoration in West Dundee, Illinois? Have not. Not a clue. James, I sent you pictures of your gifts waiting. First email is black. Try both email. Okay, let's see what it says. Okay. Oh, cool. All right. So we'll get that up. Hold on just a second. Whoops. Wrong one. Went to the wrong segment. Okay. So I have to clear this out. So James has quite the selection of add-ons, coffee cups, and see if it'll pull it up. Here you go. So my Mustang Garage sticker, shirt, mug, yep. Very cool. It's gonna be. I hope everything goes well. I mean, getting up there, the towing the car, all that stuff. That is all part of the process of getting to get to work on that car. But thank you, James. David Thompson, hello everyone. Would you take an old drag car to a Cars and Coffee? Sure. Why not? Why not? I had actually thought about that before. I had done some trading for two Bantam Roadsters, okay, and one of them, I ended up selling them or trading them or whatever, selling one, yeah, trading the other, but the first person bought the car. He was in Texas, and so actually Roger and I towed that thing out to Texas, and it was an interesting little bit of a trip there. But the guy was going to didn't have an engine in it. He was going to make a cackle car, as he called it, meaning he was going to put some super lumpy cam engine to where it was like, making all those noises. And so he was going to do that and take it to a car show, or make it a car show staple, let's say. I don't know if he ever did or not, but yeah, take a drag car to a Cars Coffee? Sure. That would be awesome. I don't know if you can hear it starting to rain, but that's okay. Michael Pagliarini, evening all. I started making the drip rail this weekend, but not happy with my first attempt. Round 2, I will learn from my mistakes. Yes, you have to learn from your mistakes. And it's no fun making a drip rail. No fun. Robert, the baby blue that many of the car companies are using now is putrid ugly, especially on a Vet or a Mustang. The older colors would look much better. Are you talking? I hope you're not. I don't know which blue you're talking about specifically, because I'm a fan of like grabber blue. I really am. I like grabber blue, but I'm not sure if that's which one you're referring to. But I painted the Model A grabber blue, and so that's there's where's it at? Yeah, grabber blue. That's from the '70 Mach 1 or Mustang, is what that color is on the Model A, and I just like that color. I always have. And then of course the other blue Mustang, this one, I'm not sure what that color is, but initially we thought it was one of the can't remember the name of it. Mustang color. They had a special. Can't think of the name, where they had a special palette of colors that you could order from. I can't think of what it was. Anyway, the Dutchman, but that's by Guy Fieri drives a red Camaro. Okay. Sorry. Derek, which is actually the worst color, as you say, even more, or white is actually the worst color, as you say, even more so today, with the different levels of pearls. Oh, don't get me started on pearl. Pearls are rough. Yeah, any pearl additive, you may as well paint the whole car, because I'll see it. I'll see a pearl touch up instantly, and I hate seeing that. Car Guy Troy, almost all cars today are some variation of gray, white, black, and red. Occasional blue. I order cars where I work, not much to choose from. I see a yellow or green available, and I get all excited. Yeah. I mean, it's rare to see something with some sharp color on it. I do like the late model Camaros. They've got some that are bright yellow, nice blue. I like seeing those on the road. Blacks and reds are okay, but I really like to see the different colors on these cars. It's just kind of boring, when you've got everything the same. We went on a trip, and where we were at, it was everybody had a white car, or white or silver. Everybody. Or white trucks. It was like 10 white trucks in this one location. And that was it. It was, I'd like to see some colors. That's why, like, even when we're driving, I'll be driving with my wife somewhere, and I'll see something in front of me. Like, I saw a blue Chevy truck, a newer Chevy truck, and it was a really sharp blue. And, I point them out to her when I see them. I'm like, that's a pretty color. And it just seems rare that you see any kind of wide range of colors. Jerry's Garage. I tried to purchase ivory white. My paint dealer had at least 40 different whites. Yeah. Oh yeah, it's it's crazy. The Dutchman. Check it out and see what you think of. It's a family-run, strictly Mustang restoration. Oh, was that what you were saying? Wait. Okay. I don't know what you got. What the Guy Fieri thing is. I don't know what that means. But that's what that's about. Unless I missed something. Are you talking about being a red car? Just driving a red Camaro. Well, okay, that makes sense. Yeah, that makes more sense. Thank you. And you're talking about the Mustang Restoration place. Okay. The Dutchman's Woodchuck. I want to buy the hats. Okay, well, send me an email. My email's at the bottom of the screen. joedaddysgarage@gmail.com. And we can go from there. That's there's no apostrophe. It's just straight, all letters, Joe Daddy's Garage. Some people make a mistake of trying to put apostrophe in there, and it won't work. So we can go through that. Steve Fair, okay, we'll do. Thank you for the information and your response. Trying to say what I can, not just replace it all. Yeah, I understand that. I appreciate that effort. That's a challenge. James, David, I've seen completely rusted out Mustangs at judges' car shows, and one original survivor. One of one usually get attention. Yeah, that is true. Robert, the light, almost pastel blue that many cars are using now. Okay. Dutchman, where are you located? Love to come talk to you about my problem child. I'm south of Atlanta. So, never know. I don't know where you're located, but I'm south of Atlanta. David Thompson. I'm putting together an old 66. That'll be a 750 cert cart. I've never seen anything like it at Cars and Coffee. Oh, 750. Okay. Certified car. Okay, I get it. Talking about a drag car. Yeah. Jerry says in 65 Ford had a blue was different, just as you showed. Oh, like I can't think of what the name is. Ford had this thing. It was a. I don't want to say kaleidoscope of colors. I can't remember the term, but it was. I can't think of what it was, but it's. They had these special colors that they put out in '68 that you could paint your car that color, and one of them was kind of like a grabber blue or something, but I can't remember what the term was for that color palette. James, I'm a huge fan of Ember Glow. I'd have to look that up. I couldn't picture what Ember Glow is in my mind directly. Dutchman, mine's the original color red. Well, that's cool. And Travis says, food show, his name is Guy Fieri. Yeah, I kind of recognized where he was going with that, but I didn't quite know what he was saying with the red Camaro, but it makes sense now. So thank you, Travis. Steve Fair, thank you, Travis Holtman, for the info. Yep. Robert says, wasn't the display done like a color wheel? Yeah, the name is here. It's in my head, but they had a special name for those colors that were available in '68, and so somebody else would have to pull that up. I can't remember what was the name. Hold on. Yeah. I can't remember what the color. Rainbow of colors. I got it. It was rainbow of colors. See? It was right there. Rainbow of colors. That was it. That was what they called it for the those multiple colors. So if you're interested, look those up. I had actually considered the idea of repainting if I get to that point. You know, you just never really know. This car into one of those rainbow of colors because they only made so many of each one or painted so many of each one, and I thought that would be kind of cool to replicate something like that. But I'm uncertain at this point. I was just looking too. I have another picture here. Yeah, this was, and I know that doesn't help. That's actually jade again, and it's not blue. I'm telling you. Never mind. Okay. Yeah, Robert says I can't remember that stuff anymore. Yeah, rainbow of colors. This was a choice. And James, my 66 Mustang was Ember Glow is awesome. 1 year only. It was ahead of its time. Okay. I don't know. Let me see. Oh yeah. Okay. So it's kind of a bronzy rust color. I don't know how else to label that. But that is a cool looking color. Um, let me just save that. Um, hold on. That is a sharp color. I don't know if it'll let me. I don't know if it'll let me push that. Put that picture up here or not. Sometimes it fights me on this system. See if I can get this one to come up. Nope. It's not going to do it. Yeah. That's not going to work. Huh. Well, let me try one other thing that I can do here. If it'll do it. That's a sharp color. I have to agree. That's a very unique color. Hold on. All right. We're going to get there. We are going to get there. I swear, we're going to get there. Almost there. Okay. Yeah, this is a really cool color. I have to agree. Um, I've not seen a Mustang painted that color. That's almost like when you say, Gulfstream Aqua is blue or green. This is, you almost can't label that color. Like, is it bronze? Is it rusty? Is it copper? I mean, that's a really tough one to try to define. That is completely different, and I like it. I may have to use that later on as a background for my stream. Yeah, that's pretty cool. Car Guy Troy, 2022 Mustang. They had mischievous purple that was cool. The rainbow of colors was a 60s thing. Also had special colors for special models, High Country Special, California Special, Twister, etc. Yes. Yeah. You don't see the Twister Mustangs very often either, or the High Countries. You don't see any of those odd ones. Robert Emberglow is a kind of copper-looking color to it in the pics. Yeah. So there was a vet color similar to that, a black, or a while back, and had a Nokia phone that was, and I had a Nokia phone that was very close to that. Okay. Metallic burnt orange. Yeah, that's a pretty good. Yeah, I still get a lot of copper out of that. A lot of copper, but yeah, I've never seen one painted like that. I can say that for a fact. Nick Moss is checking in. Hello, Nick. Glad you're here. Tom's Backyard Workshop. My favorite color is the color of my 67 Mustang, which is Acapulco Blue. Yes. Acapulco Blue is a very popular color. I like it particularly on the 69 Mustangs, the Mach 1s. I painted the Mystique Mustang, the 65 that I did a few years back. I painted it that color. Yeah, I like Acapulco Blue as well. Robert just sent that same pic. Yeah, it's a sharp car. It is a sharp color. So the Dutchman. So the original stock red. Is the original stock red hard to match? Well, that's a good question. When you say original stock hard to match, I'm going to say it's hard to match what they put on the car, if that's what you're trying to do. You have a choice between single stage and two stage paint. Two stage being base coat and clear coat. Single stage being a urethane or enamel or whatever. So the problem you're going to run into is old paint. Yes, it's hard to match. It's hard to replicate old paint, or hard to blend. You're not going to blend it together. Something is going to be shinier than the other, or the colors are going to be different. So that's very, very difficult. It would take a real high-end shop to try to replicate those colors and try to make it look like like the panels were the same color or the repair was the same color. So I'm going to say definitely yes. Car Guy Troy Emberglow was a 66 color. Know a guy that has one with an off-white-ish vinyl top, all original car. Super good looking vintage burgundy is really pretty also. Okay. Yeah, the burgundy, yeah, I remember. Yeah, those are cool. Derek, like a burnish bronze metallic GM used to do, very different. Yeah, I picture what you're saying. Yes, I agree. Robert, the door gap sticks out in that pic, though. I didn't get that far. I was too busy looking at the color. But yeah, there's a little bit. The transition from fender to door is not the best, but that's okay. I like the color. Rick Gain, sorry I'm late. What did I miss? Is Slither finished? Yes. Glad you're here, Rick. Steve, Sierra Blue, I believe, is the blue color you're talking about. If you're talking about the one I had shown on that Mustang, or very similar to it, it very well may be Sierra Blue. That's an interesting color too. It is. I like it. Of course, I'm a fan of blue, and I'm a fan of green. The Dutchman Woodchuck, I'm going off the placard on the driver's door. Okay. So what you end up doing, like if I go get paint for a paint job, I will go to my PPG rep, and I'll ask them, do you have the color, this color code? And they usually pull out their old paint chip book that they've had forever, and they will look up that code and then they have the formula for that code, right? So then it's up to you whether you want to try to do it in single stage or two stage. Everything today is two stage, but you can't. I've not shot a lot of single stage, but you could do it that way as well. But a good paint store will have a chip book with that that code in it, so they'll know what you're trying to do. James, Emberglow only came with an Emberglow or parchment or pony interior. Was both Emberglow and parchment together. Awesome combination. Yep. Dawn, I like the 65 Chantilly beige too. I'd have to look that one up. Not gonna look that up right now though, but I'd have to look that one up. Travis was talking about the Mustang I did, that looks green. Yeah. Yeah. You know, in this particular car, this is one we picked up, I don't know, a couple years ago now, and no engine, no transmission, but it had these aluminum wheels on it. So I've got 3 of those 5-lug wheels are on the front. I think 3 of those and 1 of it's on the back, unfortunately. Not that I would want to use them. You know, they're a small diameter wheel. Also, you can see it's had the tail light or a side marker light indent on the quarter panel. But also the trim in where the side louver is, scoop looking thing. And I've not really been a fan of that trim, especially on the 68. I like the way it's without that trim. It seems very deep, and I like the way that looks. That's why I didn't bother putting any of those on the on Jade when I did it. It just helped it. I don't know. Helps make that scoop look even more pronounced. I think like, you know, you can see in this picture here, there's the scoop just looks bigger. Maybe it's just me. I don't know. We want to talk about paint colors. Now that was a Camaro we did at the body shop years ago, and that was a Vibrance PPG Vibrance paint, and that was the paint that had diamond dust in it. Back then, 2006 or 7, we painted that. A gallon of that paint was $1,000 for that Vibrance red. $1,000. I don't even want to think about what it costs today. Richard Vogel, sorry I'm late. Good evening, Barry. Good evening, Richard. Glad you're here. Hope all is well. I got to get more coffee. So, we've been discussing paint colors and all that sort of thing, and the fact that, you know, this. So Derek's going to go. Beautiful Camaro, got to go, guys. Stay well, Barry, everyone. Thank you, Derek. Glad you're here. Oh, and Car Guy Troy, getting hard to find tires for the small diameter wheels. Have a set of original styled steel wheels that are in good shape, but tires are pricey to wrap them. Yeah, I've got the small. I don't know if they'd be considered the GT style wheels or whatever. You know, the little slot all the way around. I've got a set of those. Actually, I have probably 2 sets of those. I've got those aluminum wheels, but I'm not going to put them on anything. I can't justify, again, like you're saying, the cost. Jorge Sanchez, hi Barry and all. Beautiful color. Thank you. I'm not sure which one we're referring to. You're referring to the Camaro? Because, yeah, that was a really nice car. There was just that car. I had to put quarter panels on it, tail panel, rebuild the trunk pan. It was crazy because whenever he had the car, he didn't know that it was packed full of Bondo and had to take it all apart and dig it all out. But yeah, it turned out really nice. Again, that was several years ago, 2006 or 7. Yeah, we're almost 20 years ago. And, you know, that car still looks the same today. And he's had it on display down at Summit Racing. The car's really cool. It's got a 454 in it, nitrous, just really sharp car. James, Coker tires are the only way to go. Original bias or look-alike that are radials. Yeah. Yeah, if you're going to go with 14-inch. Robert, tires for 14 and 15-inch wheels are pricey and very little to choose from, and many sizes are not available anymore, which is why the 66 will get 17s or 18s. Right. And I'm with you on that. That's one debate that I'm having with myself on the future of the wheels for my Mach 1. You know, this car. Because it's got the Magnum 500s on it. And they're in great shape. The tires, can't say they're in great shape. But, you know, if it comes down to it and I can get away with still using those, I will. And if they, you know, BF Goodrich TAs, that's your standard. If they still make those, I guess. That's probably what will end up on it. I like the Magnum 500s. I think they're good-looking wheels. But I know they make them in aluminum now, and they're, you know, 17s or whatever. But I can't commit to that down the road. I'm probably going to stay more focused on what I have at this point anyway. Man. All right. Richard, I love the Magnum 500s on your Mach 1 Bear. Yeah. Yeah, I mean, it's hard to beat those. They're good-looking wheels. I prefer those over the standard, I guess, Mach 1 style wheels. I don't know what they're called. The ones that have the little tabs all the way around and this little hubcap. I don't like those so much. They don't do much for me. Robert, I couldn't even find used 14 or 15 inch just to get the El Camino to get it mobile. Ended up finding ones that didn't hold air and put tubes in. Yeah. Well, the alternative is to get some car dolly wheels. My car dolly has 14-inch tires on it. So they still make them for car dollies. James, don't get 17-inch rim lip. Don't get 17-inch rim. Lip hits ball joint. I believe Bear has a tire from a fitment video from Brooklyn Pony. Yes. Yeah, I do have the aftermarket wheels and the tire fitment that I did on that car. Yeah. Now, I have 17-inch wheels on Jade, but they're not hitting anything. They don't hit anything. I know that because I verified that before I ever went and put the wheels on the ground. So I'm not sure if there's some variation. Or are you talking about the 17-inch Magnum 500s maybe? Car Guy Troy, if those are 15s on your Mach 1, BF Goodrich makes them still and aren't crazy money. Yeah. I mean, that's probably what I'll go with. They look right. They look right on that car. And Dave Tyson says trailer tires. Yep. Yeah, I bought some takeoff 14-inch tires and wheels for the tow dolly. And, you know, so you can get them from those suppliers. They're not really road tires as in meant to be taking turns constantly. But they are a very stiff, solid tire. So, yeah. Car Guy Troy, wheel backspace on a wheel matters on whether they hit the ball joint or not. Yes, that's true. Dawn says Betsy has 17-inch torque thrust and they clear fine. Yep. And James, it's all about backspace on 17-inch wheels. Yeah. Yeah, I agree. Dave Tyson, need big rim for disc brakes. Yeah, yeah. If you're gonna go put big disc brakes on, yeah, you need a bigger rim. I'm probably not. That car's gonna have standard style disc brakes on it up front. I don't. I'm just that car. Assuming it all gets put together the way I would want it, it's just gonna be a driver. It's gonna be a cool car, clean. It'd be like Jade. It'll be a driver car. So yeah. Robert, I just needed tires to roll around, so not buying new ones. I checked several yards with thousands of tires and only found 3 tires, 16 inches and smaller. Yeah. Yeah, I mean, there's just not a. Everything late, you know, anything built in the last, what, good 25 years, 25 years is all probably 16 inch and bigger. Um, even my little Honda Fit, I think the rims on that I think are 15s. But the car is so small, the 15s look big. So, yeah. Okay. I think we're getting close to a stop point. I know that my voice is starting to get rough again. Dawn says 14-inch Magnum 500 clears disc brakes on Betsy. Yeah. And James, my 16 Mustang convertible project, factory front disc brake with chrome factory steel styled wheels. Okay. Car Guy Trail Mustang Steve has a brake kit for late model brake conversion on 60s Mustangs. Have to run a 17-inch wheel larger. Stock bullet wheels from the first release of the car fit. Okay. Robert Nightall, I can feel their bug nagging me to make me sick. Yeah. Yeah. My throat's getting rough, so I'm going to have to call tonight too. But this has been great. We've had a lot of conversation, talked about different colors and the different makes of wheels and tires and all. That's fantastic, and it's really great to have everybody participating. I really like it whenever everybody is adding to the story. But that's going to be it for tonight. I've got to go. This is already feeling rough. So I want to thank you all for being here once again. And I'll be back next Monday. It'll be right at the end of the month. But I'll be back next Monday, and we'll do this again at 7 o'clock. So until next time, take care of yourselves. See ya.